Hey everybody, David here with T&D Sports Cards. Welcome to a brand new video. And in this video, I just decided I'm gonna see if I can find a Cal Ripken rookie card again. I've made a few attempts, including I did a video with, I want to say Donruss end tops, maybe, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months back or something like that. And I've definitely opened the 82 Fleer. I did that not too long ago. So I'm going to do a solo video on 82 Donruss and see if we can find a Ripken. Of course, we could also find a Lee Smith. That would be awesome. There's a few other nice cards in here, mostly Hall of Famers like George Brett, Ricky Henderson, Nolan Ryan, you know, the usual guys. So let's get into these and see what we can find. As far as I know, oh my God, oh, I thought I had one right off the bat there. And I think this actually happened the last time I opened these packs. I found, immediately found a Cal Ripken Sr. card, but not the Junior. And there is a nice puzzle piece. All right, so let's check these cards out. We have a Lenny Randle of the Mariners. He actually had a really cool card when he was playing for the Mets where he was sliding back into first base. And I always thought it was cool because it looked like his hand was like eaten by the bag. Of course, at like 8 or 9 years old, however old I was when that card came out. Actually, I don't even think I was that old. I just thought that was really cool looking. That's a nice action shot, actually. All right, so we have our first Hall of Famer here with Ted Simmons. And as Donruss was, at least back in the early to mid 80s, they do not give you the full career, just the recent statistics. We have an Omar Marino, who was a big-time base stealer for the Pirates for a number of years. You can see that there in 1980, 96 stolen bases. That's pretty insane. Jesse Orosco, that's actually a very nicely centered card. Who was a very good pitcher for the Mets for a number of years, and then he went on to pitch for about another 40 years with a bunch of other teams after that. I think he was finally like 47 or 48 when he retired. Mike Norris, who was a terrific pitcher for a few years in the early 80s with the A's. As you can see there, he had one really huge year in 1980. Glenn Hubbard, and Glenn Hubbard, the thing that always sticks out with me is that 84 Fleer card when he had the boa constrictor. I think that was a boa constrictor around his neck. Or python, maybe it was a python. I don't know, it was a massive snake wrapped around him. He's a brave man. Juan Berenguer, who was a pretty good relief pitcher. He won at least one World Series ring with the Twins. I want to say it might have been 87. Bruce Keeson, who had a couple of good seasons. Well, at least the one good year with the Pirates there in 79. But as I said, it's hard to tell somewhat because they don't give you the whole careers. John Mayberry, he was a good home run hitter for a while. Ken Singleton, who had a very good career and then had a very, very good career as a broadcaster as well. Rupert Jones. Julio Gonzalez. That's not a name that rings any bells. And he's looking mighty old in this picture too here. And maybe it's just the sun. Hal McRae, who had a good career and became a fiery manager for the Royals for a little bit of time. And we have a beautiful checklist. And there was the one that got me very excited, at least initially. All right, so pretty good pack. Some nice cards to look at there. We have a different puzzle piece this time. Okie doke. So we have Bavochenko, Ken Reitz, Clint Hurdle, Terry Francona, who's hopefully he's doing well. I know he took took leave for the remainder of the season to take care of himself, but he's been an outstanding manager for a very, very long time, and this might even be his rookie card. You know, if I ever decide to send cards out, that might be one that I would be interested in getting an autograph on. Fernando Arroyo, Mike Witt, who was a solid pitcher for a number of years. He pitched a perfect game. I might have mentioned this in one of my previous videos. I think it was the last game of the '84 season. He pitched a perfect game for the Angels. And here's a nice card. Rod Carew, a little off center, but it's a good looking shot. And we have Chris Chambliss, who is a very good player, especially for the Yankees. Put up a lot of good years for them. And he was a good piece of the Braves, at least in the early '80s when they had a pretty good team. Frank White had a nice career. Lee Lacy, Miguel Delaunay. Sorry, I almost said Dion. He was another base stealer from what I remember. 61 in 1980. That's pretty good. Rick Bossetti, Dan Meyer, Leon Roberts, that's not Bip Roberts, and Mark Bombach, who did pitch for the Mets briefly. And there it is, 1 year with the Mets. I actually remember him being decent for them on a not-so-good team. All right, so we have yet another different puzzle piece here. These are not, well, actually these are the same. All right, so we have duplicates already. And these cards are flipped. I wonder why that is. I don't remember opening up Donruss packs and having the cards flipped. Not that it necessarily matters. All right, so we have Dwight Evans, Diamond King. That's our first Diamond King find. Dave Concepcion. Rick Camp. The one thing I remember about Rick Camp is a game against the Mets. I believe it was in '85. I think it was on the 4th of July. And they played a game that went 18 innings, if memory serves me correctly, that had a whole bunch of rain delays and didn't end until about 3:50 or 3:55 in the morning. And the Mets took the lead in one of the extra innings, either the 14th or the 15th inning, and he came up with 2 outs and nobody on, and there was nobody left on the bench. So he had to hit, and he hit a home run to tie the game, which it ended up extending the game. Actually, it might have been a little later than that. It might have been the 15th or the 16th inning, because he came up again in the bottom of the 18th inning representing the tying run, but I believe he made the last out of the game. But that was quite an interesting affair, and events that happened in that game. It was pretty amazing to think about that. All right, so we have Brian Kingman, who was one of the, actually along with the Mike Norris that we found earlier, they were one of the amazing A's and their 5 aces that graced the cover of Sports Illustrated in, I think that was 1980. It was either 80 or 81. I don't remember what year that issue was out. Mike Caldwell, Tim Stoddard, Tim Laudner, Steve Renko, Charlie Moore, Enos Cabell, Rick Monday, who hit a rather large home run against the Expos in the 81 National League Championship Series off Steve Rogers. Carlton Fisk, there's a nice card. This card looks pretty good. Nice Hall of Famer there. Jerry Turner, UL Washington, and a miscut Dave Chalk. All right, so we got 1 to go here. Let's see if we can get a different. We do have a different puzzle piece this time. Donruss 81 Baseball Great Moments. Do these all say that on the back here? Yes, they do. Very nice. All right, so we have Jim Slayton. We have another checklist. Grant Jackson. Paul Mirabella. Another Dwight Evans. Does that mean we're going to have repeats after this too? Or I don't know. Did we get a Steve Braun before? I don't think so. Joe Pittman. Dennis Martinez. Scott Sanderson. Dennis Martinez pitched a perfect game for the Expos. I think that was in '91. This is a nice card. It's actually centered fairly well. It's a little off top to bottom, but it looks pretty good. Keith before his Mets days. Jeff Newman, prior to the Reds. That's a nice card. Although I would prefer to see Mr. Seaver in a Mets jersey, this is still a very, very nice card of him and Johnny Bench. That would have been a really nice card to have the both of them sign, but unfortunately Tom passed away. I think it was actually last year, last September maybe. Jackson Todd, Bobby Molinaro, and our last one is Jim Cott, who pitched for about 100 years. He really pitched forever. I think he's one of those guys that actually spanned, what, 5 decades? Did he start his career in '59 and pitched until about '82? I think that might be right. And he also went on to have a very, very lengthy and great broadcasting career. All right, so we did not find a Ripken yet again. Still looking for that Ripken rookie card. So we found this very nice card of Tom Seaver and Johnny Bench. We found a Keith Hernandez, Carlton Fisk, Rod Carew, Terry Francona, Jesse Orozco, just because he was a Met there, and Ted Simmons. So some nice cards, but as I said, we didn't find actually any of the ones we mentioned at the beginning of the video either. But that's okay. This was fun. Now, I always like this set. This is the '83 set. They're very similar, but I always like the design on them. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It helps support and grow the channel, so we greatly appreciate that. And we will see you, I guess, on the weekend with our weekend way back. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you then. Enjoy the rest of your day.